All right, so we just put down our lambs on our property. We put down 2 of them today, and I have been told that the best way to eat lamb liver is fresh because once it gets frozen and then you rethaw it and you go ahead and cook it, it gets a different texture, it has a different flavor. So we are gonna cook up some fresh lamb real quick today. It's gonna be very basic. Basic seasonings is gonna be salt, pepper, some onion, a little bit of beef tallow for the oil, and we're gonna go ahead and mix it up with the onion that we go ahead and cook down and eat the lamb liver fresh right away. So let's get into it. I'm gonna start off with getting a real sharp knife going just so I don't have to mess around with that. Grab our cutting board. And we're using cast iron pans, so we'll get that going so it can get hot while we cut up the onion. Get some beef tallow out of here. We have really liked using the beef tallow to cook with. It has some good flavor to it. It's not all the fake oils that people are trying to eat nowadays. It has a good, pretty good smoke temperature to it, so it doesn't burn too easy, or smoke point. We'll get that melting down. Come over here and grab our onion from off the property. It's always fun to be able to cook and eat the items that you have grown on your property. I'm just going to cut these into some nice little strips here. Let those cook down here. I love how this puts an edge on your knife so fast. All right, so we've got some liver that we're gonna get into. I'm not gonna get into the heart right now. We're gonna save those for later. And I am just going to dress this up a little bit by making sure that I've got all the little connective tissues taken out of it. We will put those aside for the puppies and they will enjoy that. And then once we get this trimmed up here, we're just going to cut it into about some 1-inch chunks. And we did go ahead and we put the lambs down. We do bleed them out so they are bled out very well as far as with the jugular. Some people would call it kosher style, other people would call it halal style. Some people would say it's called exsanguination. I'm pronouncing it somewhat correctly. It's where you bleed out the animals and they die very quickly because they lose blood pressure to their brain. Those are all the fun details for you right there. Smell those onions getting done behind me. I'm gonna grab a little bit of garlic to sprinkle in there. I just like to put my garlic in a little bit later than the onions because it will burn quickly. All right, so we got some beautiful 1-inch cuts there. Like I said, we're going very basic with this. We're going salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic. I'm gonna go ahead and brown these up so that they're not raw when I put the meat in because the meat is going to cook very quickly. We are only gonna cook these and stir it up for a very short period of time. Just gonna throw a scoop of this cut up garlic in here. Keeping most of it in the pan. All right. Just over a medium heat here. Grab some pepper, some salt, We like our Redmond's real salt. Adds some good flavor. Like I said, we're just gonna stir this continuously kind of here to let it get heated up. Don't want to overcook it. It will turn rubbery. So let me know what you guys think of a liver. Have you eaten it fresh ever? And what's your experience with it if you have versus it being raw, or I'm sorry, frozen and then recooked. I do not like liver after it's been frozen and recooked. I think it's got a nasty taste and a texture to it, but we're gonna cook this up, very basic seasoning on it. And then I am personally a little bit more in favor or a bigger fan of eating liver of ruminants because they are just eating these especially. These are 100% grass-fed, pasture-raised, nothing added to them. Our Katahdin hair sheep on our property here, they have been raised from birth to table here. So that's a huge plus when you're raising your own food, when you're cooking your own food. We're gonna turn the heat off and just let this cast iron do the rest of the work here. If you want to, you can pour a little red wine or white wine vinegar over this to reduce it down and just pull off some of the flavors too to give it just a little bit more of a flavor if you want to level it up a little bit. All right, so we've got our liver and onions and a little bit of garlic, salt and pepper, some beef tallow for the oil. If you want to level this up a little bit more, you could throw it over a little bit of rice or something like that to give yourself a little bit more filler. All right, so we've got our food here, our liver, onions, garlic, salt, pepper, and let's give it a quick try. When I've had liver in the past that's been frozen and then recooked, it's super like mushy. Has a very poor texture to it. This has got some good texture to it still, and it doesn't taste like off at all. It tastes, you can tell it's fresh. So I would say definitely give it a try. If you're an anti-liver person.
Mid-sentence.
It is. Yeah, has a real good flavor to it. It's definitely worth a try. So if you can get hold of a fresh liver versus something that's been frozen, I know that it's the big thing out there. There's other people that are big into eating the organs. I honestly haven't been big into eating organs, but I've done heart, liver, we've done some testicles recently. So we've done a lot of different organ meat and found out that it's actually really, really good when it's fresh versus being frozen and then recooked. It's one of the perks of having and growing your own food on your property is you get it fresh and you get it how you want it. And it's just another great opportunity to make the best use of what you've got.